The stars stretched endlessly outside the ship's transparent panels, glittering like distant diamonds. Inside, the hum of the engines was steady now, a reassuring rhythm after the chaos of the attack. Lyra clutched her hands together, still trembling from the adrenaline. Solara sat beside her, calm and composed, her violet eyes reflecting the distant lights of the galaxy. "We're safe for now," Solara said softly, "but they will come again if they know where we are going." Lyra nodded, her small shoulders tense. "Why would anyone want to hurt me? I'm just me." Solara's gaze softened. "Some see others as property or tools. They care only about gain, not about life. But courage is not measured by what they do. It is measured by what you do in the face of danger." Lyra tilted her head, trying to understand. "So, you think I can be brave?" Solara smiled. "Yes, bravery comes in many forms. Today you learned one of the simplest, trusting someone who chooses to protect you." The ship shuddered lightly as it jumped through space again. Marcus, standing at the control panel, glanced at Solara and Lyra. He had been watching them closely throughout the attack. Humans prided themselves on strategy and planning, but in Solara he saw something beyond technology or training. She possessed intuition, empathy, and courage, qualities that even the best human soldiers struggled to combine. "You handled that well," Marcus said, nodding to Solara. "Most humans wouldn't have made it through that first wave without serious damage. But you saved her." Solara shook her head. "We saved each other. I guided you, but your crew followed, and your decisions mattered. Bravery is not just mine, it is in every choice made under pressure." Marcus leaned back slightly, thoughtful. "You understand humans more than most humans do." Solara's lips curved into a small smile. "Understanding comes from observing, from empathy, and from courage. I respect the strength I see in your kind, and it is that respect that makes this alliance work." Lyra watched them, her silver eyes wide. She had never imagined that humans could be allies, that they could be trusted to protect someone like her. And yet here she was, sitting between Solara and Marcus, learning that strength was more than just power. It was heart, and mind, and the will to act when it mattered most. Hours passed, and the ship moved steadily through the galaxy. The passengers and crew began to relax, though tension still lingered in the air. Lyra clung to Solara's side, asking questions about the stars, about humans, and about the places they might visit. Solara answered patiently, teaching her about planets, systems, and even the simple joys of discovery. "You will see," Solara said. "The universe is bigger than we imagine, full of challenges but also full of wonders. Courage and loyalty will guide you more than fear ever could." Suddenly, alarms rang again. Lyra flinched, but Solara remained calm. Marcus's voice came over the intercom. "We have detected pursuit. Unknown ships approaching fast. Prepare for evasive maneuvers." Solara's expression hardened. She moved to the console beside Marcus, working alongside him seamlessly. "We must not let them corner us. Trust me, Marcus. Follow my lead." Marcus nodded, trusting her instincts. The human crew watched in awe as Solara coordinated with Marcus, predicting enemy movements before they happened. The attackers were skilled, but the combination of alien intuition and human tactical skill proved formidable. The first enemy ship approached rapidly, firing energy blasts. Solara's hands moved over the controls with precision, redirecting shields and plotting a countercourse. Lyra held tightly to the seat, her small heart pounding. "You can do it, Solara," Lyra whispered. Solara glanced at her and gave a reassuring nod. "Hold on. This will be over soon." The ship twisted and turned through the void, dodging blasts, evading capture, and striking back when opportunities appeared. Solara coordinated attacks with Marcus, using both alien strategy and human ingenuity. Slowly, the enemy ships began to falter, their attacks less effective against the combined skill of human technology and alien intuition. Finally, after what seemed like hours, the last enemy ship retreated, leaving the human transport intact. Lyra exhaled, her small body trembling, but relief washed over her. She looked at Solara, awe shining in her eyes. You saved us again," Lyra said softly. Solara smiled gently. "I told you, bravery is not about never being afraid. It is about acting even when you are. You witnessed it and you learned it. That makes you stronger already." Marcus approached them, nodding. "Your guidance saved lives today. You showed the best of both our worlds. Humans value strength and strategy, but courage and loyalty are what truly matter. You understand that. Solara inclined her head. And humans have much to teach us as well. We both learn from each other. That is how alliances work: trust, respect, and the will to protect others. Lyra looked at both of them, a small smile spreading across her face. For the first time since the ordeal began, she felt hope. She realized that she was not a pawn in someone else's game. She had allies, Solara and Marcus, who had chosen to protect her, and she could learn to be brave like them. Days passed as the ship moved through safe corridors of space. Solara spent time teaching Lyra about survival, about intelligence, and about courage. Lyra began to gain confidence in herself, slowly shedding the fear that had gripped her since her mother's decision. She learned that bravery was not just about fighting, it was about choice, about standing for what is right even when it is difficult. Marcus often observed quietly, impressed by the bond forming between the princess and the young girl. He had seen humans accomplish great feats, but here was proof that the qualities humans valued, loyalty, courage, intelligence, were universal. The universe was vast, yet connections like these could bridge worlds. One evening, as Lyra gazed out at the stars, she whispered, "Do you think my mother will come after us again?" Solara placed a hand on her shoulder, her touch warm and steady. "Perhaps, but we are stronger now. You have seen courage, and you carry it with you. No one can take that away." Lyra nodded. "I want to be brave like you. Like Marcus, too." Solara smiled, her eyes reflecting the soft starlight. "You already are. Courage does not always roar. Sometimes it is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, 'I will try again tomorrow.' And that is exactly what you are doing." The days became weeks as the ship traveled farther from Lyra's home planet. Lyra and Solara trained together, learning new skills and strengthening their bond. Marcus provided guidance, teaching them about human strategy and resilience. Lyra began to feel a sense of purpose she had never known, a feeling that she could influence her destiny rather than be controlled by others. Then, one quiet day, a distant planet appeared on the horizon, its blue oceans and green continents shining like a jewel. Solara guided Lyra to a viewing panel. "This is the next step of your journey," she said. "Here you will learn more, meet others, and discover what it truly means to be brave and loyal. Humans and aliens alike will test you, but you are ready." Lyra's heart swelled. She no longer felt small or helpless. She had Solara by her side, Marcus guiding her, and her own growing courage. She realized that life was no longer something that happened to her. It was something she could shape. Solara looked at Lyra with a proud smile. "Remember, true strength comes not just from power, but from protecting those who cannot protect themselves, and from standing up for what is right." Lyra nodded. "I understand now. Thank you." "For everything." Solara's smile widened. "And one day you will help others understand it too." Courage spreads, Lyra. It is the spark that lights the darkest places. As the ship descended toward the new planet, the stars shining brightly above, Lyra felt hope bloom in her chest. Her journey was only beginning, but she no longer feared the unknown. She had allies, she had guidance, and she had her own courage. Together they would face whatever the galaxy had in store, proving that even in the vastness of space, loyalty, bravery, and heart could triumph over fear and greed. And so, the human transport carrying both alien and human, young and wise, hurt and healed, touched the planet's surface. A new chapter awaited Lyra and Solara, one filled with discovery, growth, and the enduring proof that courage, whether human or alien, was limitless when hearts chose to protect and stand for each other. The city of Veralia was alive again with its usual chaos, but Marcus knew that the peace was temporary. He had tracked the latest threat, a powerful warlord named Carol who had discovered Lyra's location. Carl was ruthless, intelligent, and well-funded. Unlike the previous mercenaries, he would not fail easily. Marcus studied the patterns of Carol's followers, noting every patrol route, every weak point, and every hidden advantage. He had only one goal: keep Lyra safe no matter the cost. Lyra, meanwhile, remained blissfully unaware of the danger. She was focused on her work at a research lab, experimenting with energy crystals and new technologies. The lab was crowded with aliens and humans alike, all collaborating to advance knowledge. Lyra's mind was sharp and inquisitive, always seeking solutions to problems others dismissed as impossible. She had grown into a confident, capable young woman, admired by colleagues and peers alike. Yet despite her brilliance, she could not see the invisible web of protection surrounding her. That afternoon, Marcus noticed movement from his vantage point atop a nearby tower. A small squad of Carol's assassins had infiltrated the city, blending in with the crowd near the lab. Marcus observed their careful coordination, noting their weapons and communication devices. He calculated the timing. They would strike within minutes. The city was crowded, and any attack could lead to massive collateral damage. Precision was essential. With calm efficiency, Marcus acted. He activated a series of drones equipped with non-lethal disruption technology. The drones created illusions of walls, shifting shadows, and electronic interference that confused the assassins. One by one, the intruders found themselves unable to communicate, their weapons disabled, their plans unraveling. Panic spread among them as Marcus manipulated the environment with the skill only a human sniper could possess. He understood timing, adaptability, and strategy in ways even the most advanced alien systems could not predict. Inside the lab, Lyra continued her work, unaware of the danger creeping closer. She noticed a strange flicker of light outside the window, a sudden movement in the shadows, but dismissed it as a reflection from the city lights. Marcus monitored her reactions carefully. He had learned to anticipate her instincts, understanding how she moved, where she would go, and how she would respond. Every detail mattered, every action calculated to ensure her safety. The first assassin approached the lab from a hidden entrance. Marcus saw him through the scope of a miniature surveillance device invisible to the naked eye. With precise timing, he triggered a small electrical pulse, temporarily stunning the attacker. The man collapsed silently to the floor, unaware of the unseen hand that stopped him. Marcus moved quickly, disabling the remaining threats one by one. Within minutes, the danger was neutralized and Lyra remained completely unharmed. After the incident, Lyra reflected on the strange pattern of near misses she had experienced over the years. Accidents that could have been fatal, situations where she had escaped by the smallest margin, moments when her instincts alone could not explain her survival. She began to suspect that someone had been protecting her all along, a silent presence guiding her through life. Curiosity and gratitude filled her thoughts, though she could not identify who or what had been watching over her. Marcus watched her from the shadows, his heart swelling with quiet pride. Humans often underestimated the power of observation, strategy, and patience. While the aliens had advanced technology and complex systems, human ingenuity had allowed him to outmaneuver Carol's forces and countless others over 10 years. He had saved Lyra repeatedly, not for recognition, but because he believed in protecting those who could not defend themselves. That was what made humans strong. Courage, intelligence, and persistence. Days turned into weeks, and Carol's attempts to eliminate Lyra grew more aggressive. Marcus intercepted communications, studied patrol schedules, and planned countermeasures with meticulous precision. Each time, he neutralized threats before they reached her, blending seamlessly into the cityscape. The human's ability to improvise and adapt became evident in every encounter. Even when alien technology seemed superior, Marcus found ways to exploit weaknesses, proving that human skill could surpass raw power. Lyra noticed small anomalies around her. Equipment would fail for no apparent reason, dangerous situations would resolve themselves mysteriously, and she would sense fleeting shadows in moments of danger. Her curiosity turned into determination. She began investigating, searching for patterns, and trying to understand who or what was responsible for her continued survival. Her intelligence and persistence were exactly what Marcus had counted on. He allowed her to notice subtle clues, encouraging her independence without revealing himself. One night, as the city slept, Lyra worked late in her apartment. She noticed movement on the balcony across the street, a shadow that seemed too deliberate to be random. She grabbed her small scanning device and looked closer, catching a glimpse of a figure crouched silently watching her. Her heart raced, but she could not make out the details. The figure disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. A strange mixture of fear and curiosity filled her mind. Marcus observed her reaction from a hidden rooftop. He noted her attention, her instincts, and her growing awareness. Soon she would begin connecting the dots, realizing that she had never been alone. Marcus understood that the moment of revelation must be carefully timed. He could not reveal himself prematurely. not when Carol's forces were still active and unpredictable. For now, he remained the unseen guardian, ensuring her safety while allowing her to grow stronger and more independent. The following week, Carol's forces launched a coordinated attack, this time using advanced cloaking technology that made them almost invisible to sensors. Marcus had anticipated the possibility and prepared a countermeasure. He deployed drones equipped with thermal and electromagnetic scanning, identifying the hidden attackers before they could strike. In a display of human ingenuity, he used their own technology against them, creating confusion and forcing them into retreat. Lyra remained safe, entirely unaware of the invisible struggle unfolding around her. As Lyra continued her work, she began to reflect on the pattern of protection she had experienced over the years. The strange accidents, the narrowly avoided attacks, the unexplained interventions, they all pointed to one conclusion. Someone was watching over her, silently, faithfully, and without expectation of recognition. Gratitude filled her heart, and a desire to uncover the truth grew stronger. Marcus continued his vigil, watching her from the shadows, satisfied with his efforts but aware that the greatest challenge had yet to come. Carl would not give up easily. He was intelligent, persistent, and ruthless. Marcus knew that protecting Lyra required constant vigilance, strategic thinking, and an unwavering commitment. Humans had a reputation for courage and resourcefulness, and Marcus embodied that reputation fully. He had become her silent shield, her unseen defender, and the invisible force that allowed her to live another day. Over the next months, Lyra's investigations brought her closer to the truth. She noticed patterns in the chaos, subtle signs of intervention, and moments where her life had been preserved by something or someone beyond explanation. She began to leave small clues for the protector, testing the presence she had long suspected. Marcus observed her efforts with quiet amusement and admiration. She was intelligent, resourceful, and brave, the perfect person for a human to protect. The story reached its quiet climax when Lyra encountered a particularly dangerous situation. A new squad of assassins, more skilled than any before, attempted to ambush her during a late-night trip across the city. Marcus was ready. Using a combination of marksmanship, drones, and tactical planning, he neutralized the attackers with precision. This time, however, Lyra glimpsed a shadow, a movement too deliberate to be coincidence. For the first time, she sensed the human presence that had guided her life for 10 years. The incident left her shaken but filled with awe. She understood that someone had dedicated a decade to protecting her, risking life and limb without seeking recognition. Gratitude and respect filled her thoughts, mingled with curiosity and wonder. Marcus, watching from a hidden rooftop, felt a quiet satisfaction. Humans had the ability to endure, to adapt, and to achieve the impossible. He had proven that once again, not through brute strength, but through patience, skill, and unwavering dedication. The story concluded with a sense of hope and quiet resolution. Lyra had survived countless dangers, unknowingly guided by the courage and ingenuity of a human. Marcus remained in the shadows, ready for whatever came next. A silent guardian whose bond with the protected existed without words or acknowledgement. The human sniper had shown that even in a world of advanced technology and alien power, human determination and skill could make the impossible possible. And as Lyra looked out over the city, sensing the faint presence of someone watching over her, she felt a deep sense of gratitude, respect, and awe for the unseen protector who had given 10 years of his life to ensure hers. Marcus remained hidden, satisfied, and prepared, knowing that the greatest strength of humans lay not just in their weapons or technology, but in their courage, resilience, and unyielding commitment to those they chose to protect.